The gaming world was shocked a couple of days ago when the Marvel vs. Capcom Fine Collection was announced, and we do know it's supposed to be coming out a little bit later this year, and it's supposed to be appearing for the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, and I think it's also supposed to be on Steam as well. But it's not supposed to be on the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X. It not being on the PS5 is understandable because the PlayStation 4 games are they're supposed to be compatible with the PlayStation 5, and the PlayStation 5 is supposed to be backwards compatible, so that's something that makes sense. As far as it not being on the Xbox Series X or any Xbox systems, um, honestly, it doesn't surprise me because of Activision and Xbox games and all the high profile titles that they're trying to push, like the Call of Duty series and a lot of other cool things. And because of that, I feel the reason why Marvel vs. Capcom is not going to be included on the Xbox Series X is because these are all like arcade fighting titles that were popular back in the 90s. And for the most part, when it comes down to anything Xbox related, people are looking for, I guess, brand new games or games that are rooted in the modern age of gaming for the most part, like action adventure, first person shooters, all that stuff. And honestly, you look at Activision, and you look at all the IPs that they have. It's like for the most part, Xbox really doesn't need the Marvel's Capcom collection because the IPs that they have include Call of Duty, Guitar Hero, Spyro, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo. All the games I just mentioned and then some. So for the most part, I can understand the Marvel vs. Capcom collection not appearing on Xbox, but at the same time, will this game be a big attraction, or will these games still be big attractions in relation to 2024, 2025? Because we have games like X Men, Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, X Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and The Punisher. And all those games were like arcade classics. They were like really big back in the day, but times have changed, and a lot of people's preferences change in relation to what they want to see in relation to modern day gaming. And I don't even know like the official price for this, but I've been reading rumors that's supposed to be released for around like 49.99, and I think that's a fair price. And in fact, that's like a steal considering how popular each of those games are, and the fact that you can't really find hardly any of those games separately at any used game stores. So I honestly feel like this is something that is going to be big, and I'm shocked that it's not going to be a limited edition type of thing because I remember Nintendo had re-released a bundle of Mario games um, not too long ago, and it was a limited edition type of deal, and it's very hard to find those games in used video game stores or regular retailers. So I'm just curious to see like how well like the Marvel versus Capcom collection will do in terms of sales, whether or not the franchise is still an attraction. Because the last game that we got within the series was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and I believe that came out back in 2017. And even though it sold over a mil, it didn't have the level of commercial success that Capcom thought it would have. And that game was hyped up heavily too before its release. But then again, 2017 um, had a lot of like high profile video games that came out, and obviously those games definitely had a role in overshadowing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. We had games like Super Mario Odyssey, Horizon Zero Dawn, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Injustice 2, Assassin's Creed Origins, you name it. And all those games, overshadowed the hell out of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. So I still feel like the Marvel vs. Capcom series can still be a big attraction in this day and age. As far as making another main entry within the series, like a completely brand new entry, it's probably something Capcom should hold off on for the time being, because maybe the series just needs to take a little break or a hiatus, and maybe the nostalgia will like make people want Capcom to revive it and all that. But until then, a lot of people are going to enjoy the Marvel vs. Capcom Fine Collection, which is going to come out a little bit later this year. I do feel like these games is only going to appeal to a niche audience of gamers, and that it's probably going to be at the top of a lot of people's Christmas list around the holiday season.